Yeah. All right. Staying in the area of free speech, the last element from this particular news section, coming also from the BBC, but it's from Spain. Spain convicts woman from tweeting jokes about ETA bomb victim. Now, ETA, for those who don't know, it's the former militant organization that tried. It's the IRA of Spain, basically. They wanted to secede the Basque country from the rest of Spain. All right. A Spanish student who wrote 13 tweets about the assassination of a prime minister by Basque militants in 1973 has been given a 1-year jail term. Cassandra Vera, 21, was found guilty of contempt, dishonor, discredit, mockery, and affront to the victims of terrorism and their families. Some tweets were 4 years old, and she said she had not meant to cause harm. Vera is unlikely to go to jail, but said the conviction had ruined her chances of becoming a teacher. Prime Minister Admin Luis Carrero Blanco was murdered by ETA separatists as General Franco's dictatorship neared to an end. Earlier this year, the late Prime Minister's granddaughter said she feared for a society in which freedom of expression, however lamentable it may be, can prompt jail sentences. Lucia Carrero Blanco wrote to El País newspaper saying that the tweets were repugnant, but that the prison term was frightening and disproportionate. The tweets were written between 2013 and 2016, and some poked fun at the force of the remote-controlled bomb that sent admin Luis Carrero Blanco's car so far into the air that it cleared the roof of a church. ETA combined the policy against the use of official vehicles with the space program. Great, read one of her tweets in 2013. Did Carrero Blanco also go back to the future with his car? Read another. In another tweet, she said that if the IRA had killed the late UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, it would have been an Irish Carrero Blanco. The National Court in Madrid said even though the events took place a long time ago, the scars of the attack remained and the victims deserved respect. No, the court can go fuck itself. That's retarded. Several politicians criticized the verdict, particularly on the left. The mayor of Barcelona, Ada Colau, said by the way, Ada Colau is a communist, said the verdict had violated basic rights and freedoms, and Podemos leader, that's also a communist, Pablo Iglesias, said Spain's criminal law was not up to the standards of a democratic country. Here we go. I have to agree with the communists on this one. I did not see that coming. But I have to agree with the communists. And reading these tweets and laughing reminded me of an old communist era joke that was circulating in the early 1980s, late 1970s in the communist world. It said that a judge was coming to work and he meets a fellow judge who was just coming out from a courtroom laughing his ass off. And he said, "Why are you laughing?" "Well, I just heard a very, very good joke." "Oh, really? A good joke? Please do tell." "Are you kidding me? I just sentenced the man to 20 years of hard labor for that joke." So it's the kind of same situation here. We have to read her tweets and laugh our asses off, and then we remind that this lady was given a 1-year jail term. Sure, she may not go to jail, just pay a fine, but still, technically speaking, from a record point of view, it would be just like she'd served 1-year jail term for jokes, basically. And she's 21 now, so that means she was 17 when she tweeted that ETA combined a policy against the use of official vehicles with the space program. Are you kidding me? This is a teenage type of joke, literally and figuratively. You're gonna send people to jail for that? Really? Really, Spain? And again, this is not the first time. Earlier this month, there was a Catholic organization who ran a bus that now runs in the United States. I recorded a segment of it. I'm going to publish it on Freedom Alternative in the next few days. But the same principle did apply. It was an orange bus that had written on it, "Boys have a penis, girls have a vulva, get over it." Yes, and it was banned in Madrid earlier this month, earlier in March. And the organization was fined several thousands of euros and told that they will have their bus confiscated if they run it on the streets. And they were like, "Well, we still have to run it to take it away from Madrid, But still, I mean, this is a thing. Spain also earlier, or actually late in 2016, in the current year +1. they tried to eventually the law failed, but they had in the parliament a running law to try to ban memes uh, against politicians. I mean, uh, what the fuck, Spain? Seriously, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't even. It's
I mean, I can't even. That moment when we have to agree with the commies on this one.
yeah. I mean, it was maybe it was a bit tasteless, these jokes, but I mean, come on. I can certainly understand why if she writes a sort of tweet about, say, your father or whatever, or your uncle or something like that, then that he might be offended by that. But it certainly does not justify the government stepping in and sentencing her to jail time or to a fine. It's completely insane.
Mm, mm. Uh, yes, someone founded her for her Twitter account, and I was scrolling through her Twitter account. The first one is an article called "Debate of Lunacy." Libertad de expresión y el caso de Cassandra, the freedom of expression in the case of Cassandra. Apparently, this prompted the academic debate. It's going to be quite a big event. I think tomorrow, or tomorrow or the day after tomorrow is taking place. So in a way, this might trigger a national debate about freedom of expression. Let's hope the good guys win. Oh no, sorry, on April the 3rd. On April the 3rd, and I think the debate will be streamed live on YouTube or something. I'm gonna place the link in the chat room for those interested. If I don't forget, I'll definitely watch it. I mean, I do understand Spanish. This sounds like a case that could actually bring some benefits. I mean, yeah, sure, her teaching career might have to wait for a year or two until she gets the sentence overturned, but uh, everyone else, if the good guys of the debate win, they might have some positive changes, and in the future have at least some of these cases prevented. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that many politicians are speaking out about this and criticizing this verdict. It says particularly left, which implies that also some people on the right criticized it, but um, apparently most did not, which is a problem. Because
Yes. Hmm.
if you don't defend freedom of speech when it targets someone uh, who is in some sense on the other side, then you just end up looking like a hypocrite. That's because you probably are.
Yeah.
And
But
unfortunately, most people are not in favor of defending everyone's freedom. They're just in favor of the freedoms of people on their side.
yeah, yeah, that's true. I got a lot of flack, for instance, when I defended Millennial Woos. Millennial Woos is an alt-right, a fascist vlogger from Britain. And when the newspaper outlets went after him, doxed him, and tried to have his channel taken down, I defended him. I disagree with 98% of the things the guy said, and I'm like, no. Uh, you disapprove of his ideas? Fantastic. Provide your ideas that you think are better than his. Debate. Curse at each other, for crying out loud, but don't censor. Don't censor on me. And yeah, I don't know. I think it was who's that linguist that's a communist? Noam Chomsky. Noam Chomsky is notorious for saying if we don't believe in freedom of speech for our opposition, then we don't believe in freedom of speech. Period. Which is true.
Yep.
I disagree with almost everything except this case. I disagree with everything that Podemos people are saying, but nevertheless, I would never want to see them censored.
Yep.
Maybe a free helicopter ride, but but no, seriously. I mean, and you're absolutely correct. Many of these individuals champion themselves as defender of free speech. They're not there when you actually need them. And this is true almost all over the place. I mean, think of the United States, for instance. There was a time when the ACLU was defending the Nazis, for crying out loud, which is good because that was their point. They're trying to defend free speech for everyone. That includes the people that everyone hates them. But nowadays, you don't see the ACLU picking up the cases of Milo Yiannopoulos, Charles Murray, Ben Shapiro, and many other people who have been violently censored by the hard left. And in Europe, it's even worse. We don't have an organized anywhere actually. We don't have an organized force to defend free speech. We just don't.
Yeah, it's quite sad.
Yeah, and to make things even worse for this particular verdict, which might actually be overturned if it goes to the Supreme Court, I guess. The granddaughter of the of the person that was killed in '73 and that this young lady was poking fun at. Even she said that well, the two tweets are repugnant, but a prison term, that's frightening.
Yeah.
So even those allegedly affected, because that was the justification of the court, that it's a dishonor and a mockery of the terrorism victims of terrorism and their families. Where the family of the victim just came out and said you're insane. what Who exactly is protecting this kind of attitude by the courts? I mean, who is protected? Because I see no one. I see no victim, and I see no one being protected from anything.
Yeah, and
At best,
definitely.
we're all protected from hearing good jokes or reading them, whatever.
Yeah, and definitely kudos to her. That's a very mature and very sensible attitude, and it's great that she's spoken out about this.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. Still, I mean, apparently she's been invited all over the media. I'm still looking at the at her Twitter feed. Uh, this has to change, and if she manages to stay in the center of the attention and um, gather not necessarily around herself but around her cause enough culturally influential people in Spain and kickstart a national debate about freedom of expression, that's a win. I mean, I know it sounds a bit cynical for me to say that, but sometimes you just need the perfect victim uh, for a certain cause, and Cassandra might be the perfect victim.
Yep.